Hi guys. So I decided that I was gonna clean out my fridge and go through like everything that I used up for the week and the little bit of unused food and what I'm gonna do with it, and the amount of waste that we have. So here goes. Start out with what I have left over. So last night we grabbed a rotisserie chicken, so I have a little bit of that left. There's 2 chicken breasts that I cooked up the other day, some broccoli and some chicken wings, and I had baked those in the oven a couple days ago, like 2 days ago. So I am going to have that for lunch. Actually, I have some carrots and celery still in the fridge, so I'm gonna chop that up and I'm gonna put these guys back in the broiler and let them crisp up a bit, and then I'll just dump them in some buffalo sauce and I'll have that for lunch. And then the chicken, both chicken, I'm gonna chop up. I think like half of it I'll probably make into chicken salad, and that'll go in lettuce wraps that I have in the refrigerator, or a chicken salad sandwich. I have some bread in the freezer I can use to make my husband a sandwich. And then the other half, I don't know, I'm not sure what exactly I'll make. I'll make something else. Maybe I'll make some chicken enchiladas with that. That'd be delicious. And then the broccoli, I actually have more broccoli in the refrigerator. Fresh broccoli, so I think I'll probably steam that up and then just add this broccoli to the top of it so it'll get eaten first. It's not that old, maybe a couple of days. And then I'm going to take you over here and show you what I am going to toss. Actually, this fruit I'm not going to toss. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to, there's nothing wrong with this. I just made it like, I don't know, probably about 4 days ago. It's grapes and blueberries with like a lemon mint drizzle. So I'm just I'll eat that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'll add maybe some mandarins to it. I have a few mandarins in the fridge and some grapefruit sections that I have in the fridge. So that's going to get eaten. These, on the other hand, this is like leftover eggnog, and that will not get used, so that's gonna have to get tossed because that's kind of old. My husband didn't really care for it. Sometimes he likes it, sometimes he doesn't, and this particular brand he did not like, so I'm gonna toss that. And then this is literally the only food waste that we have, which is like a really, you can't really tell, but it's a really small container. This was like a tiny bit of leftover pulled pork. Not really, it looks like it's enough for a sandwich here, but it really isn't. It's a really small amount, maybe like 3 tablespoons. And then this is some pancakes that we had made, and we ate most of them. Well, not me, but my little guy, and my husband. And then that's all that's left over from it. Usually I would freeze these, but I actually didn't know they were there because my husband made them. So I forgot all about them. He told me, but I just forgot. And then that is 1 chicken breast. I had roasted a whole chicken and made some bone broth, and I had pulled this chicken breast out, and it kind of got buried in the fridge and I forgot about it. Otherwise I would have shredded this up and made chicken salad prior to this. And then in the very bottom of the container I had made up some slaw, and there was a couple tablespoons left of it. It's just the little tiny bit that didn't get eaten. So that is literally it. That's what I'm gonna throw out. And actually in the spring I won't be throwing anything away because we will then have pigs and they will eat the whatever little bit is left. So that will be really cool. So we'll have absolutely no waste at all. I don't know that I could give them this, but probably not. But anyways, so that is all that is left for waste. All right, guys. That chicken that I showed you earlier, so I made it into a chicken salad. I added like a little bit of celery, some green onion, some mayo, celery salt, and some pepper. And originally that was like a Dijon mustard chicken. It was pretty good. And then for my husband for lunch tomorrow, I made him like a grilled salad, like a chicken salad grilled cheese on like a grain bread with some American. So I'll wrap that up, and that will be his lunch tomorrow. And I'll bring you back and show you the other stuff. All right, guys, so I'm making up the enchiladas now from the pulled chicken from that rotisserie chicken that I had left over. So I've got onions. I've got half of a white onion. I've got 2 green onions. And I've got 2 cloves of garlic and half of a can of my green chilies. If you buy the ones at the grocery store though, like I can these myself and I know they're super spicy, so I only use half a jar. But if you buy the ones at the grocery store, you could totally do an entire jar and it would be delicious. And then I'm going to add, and I use like a little bit of beef tallow on the bottom of this. And then I'm going to add in a spice blend, and this is like about, let's see, I've got a teaspoon of cilantro, a teaspoon of black pepper, about half a teaspoon of cumin, a little over a teaspoon of chili powder, paprika. Let me dump that in. All right, no salt. And the reason why you don't want to add any salt in is because we're going to add bouillon to the sauce after. And the bouillon tends to be pretty salty. So if you add it to this and then add it and then do the bouillon, the sauce with the bouillon, it's too salt. It's too much salt. I've made that mistake before and I was like, oh no. Just gonna mix this all in together. It's delicious. There are so many ways to reuse your leftovers so that they don't end up in the trash, because ultimately, if you think about it, if you're wasting a ton of food, if you go to the grocery store and you spend $100 or you spend $50, you can spend $60, and you throw half of that or even a quarter of that food away, you know, if you spent $100, you just threw $25 literally in the trash can. So you want to avoid that as much as you can, and these are really good ways to do that. We want you to save your money so you can use it for something you want. Maybe it's your dream house, or maybe it's a swimming pool, or maybe it's getting out of debt, or sending your kids to college or private school, or saving for your retirement, whatever it is. This is a huge area where we waste, you know, Americans are wasting money by wasting food. I think it's something like, they were saying something like 80% of what we buy ends up in the garbage. That is so crazy to me. So this is going to be the sauce that I'm going to dip the tortillas in, and then I'm going to put the chicken in. Now, most of the time you would make, like traditionally you would make a roux using flour, but I'm not supposed to have any grains, so instead of doing that, I actually use tapioca starch to make mine. So this is just about 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of the tapioca starch, and a teaspoon of paprika. And to that, I'm going to add the rest of my spices, because you really want to toast these up a little bit. The rest of the spices, I have a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of cilantro, a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of pepper, which is black pepper. Toast that up a bit. Alright, and then to that paste, I added about 3 cups of hot water and 3 teaspoons of chicken bouillon paste. And you can kind of like get fun with this too. Like you could add like a little bit of tomato paste. You could add a little bit of crushed tomatoes. You can kind of jazz it up however you want to, you know. And the only things you want to make sure is that the water is hot, because if you don't, then instead of having the nice smooth consistency that I have here, where it looks like it's a broth right now, you won't have that. You'll have clumps and everything in here, and it doesn't taste good. And you don't want that. You want a nice smooth sauce. And then I'm just going to kind of let this go, and it's going to thicken up slowly. And then I'm going to pour that over my chicken and green chili mix that I made right here. And that is going to be the filling. And I'm going to leave a little bit left in my pan, and that's where I will dip the tortillas in to make the enchiladas. So I was making the enchiladas, and then this is what they look like when they're done after I've dipped the tortilla in the sauce. And then I put the filling inside, roll it up, and throw a little cheese on top. And I just bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes. Delicious.